The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Coming up tonight, Grand Bahama business owners on edge tonight, saying the stalled economy and unfair competition from Celebration Key is working against them. We talk about a meeting they held last night. Also tonight, exploring the Jewish New Year and the significance of it in today's world. And later tonight, Ian Thomas from Direct Marketers joins me to give you an idea of where you can get the best bang for your buck. It's all straight ahead this evening. Good evening. This is Beyond the Headlines. I'm Shanique Miller. We begin with the weather tonight. Residents across the Bahamas are being urged to remain on high alert. Meteorologists are warning that weather disturbance now has a high likelihood of strengthening into a low pressure system and possibly a tropical depression as early as Friday, which is tomorrow. Unsettled weather is expected to spread across the islands this weekend as the system tracks northward. Officials say conditions could change rapidly and urge residents to closely monitor all updates in the hours ahead. Deputy Director at the Department of Meteorology, Jeffrey Green, spoke to Eyewitness News, telling residents what to expect.
System has the potential to become a tropical depression and even further develop into a tropical storm as it moves into our area over the weekend. So by tomorrow, it should be near the southeast Bahamas. We should expect substantial amount of rainfall. Some severe weather could be possible as that system develops, so that we expect people to be aware of that and make preparations, especially if you're in a low-lying area, especially if you have stuff that is in your yard that could be blown around when you have those gusty winds. Be aware of that and make preparations as if this would become a tropical storm. So we're looking at most of the islands receiving those heavy showers, heavy downpours, that would cause some flooding, especially those areas that have already received a lot of rainfall during the past couple of weeks. We expect those areas to be likely prone to flooding, even if it's not a low-lying area. So in terms of residents in the southeast Bahamas, Inagua, Maguana, Auckland, Crooked Island, Long Key, Ragged Island, and the Takes and Caicos Islands, they should be making preparations now. They should be making sure that everything is secure, they have everything they need, just in case the system develops into a depression or even more further into tropical storm.
Now, Green is urging Bahamians not to procrastinate, warning that forecasters are closely monitoring the system, which could shift at any moment, leaving little time for proper preparations if residents wait too late. The Ministry of Education, meanwhile, announcing the closure of schools in the southern Bahamas. Officials say the Ministry of Education has closed temporarily schools in Inagua, Mayaguana, Auckland, and Crooked Island. That's tomorrow. According to current projections, these islands are expected to experience significant rainfall and localized flooding. In the interest of student and staff safety, the ministry has activated its emergency protocols and suspended school operations in the affected areas. Education officials are urging parents to remain aware of the weather conditions, and they will continue to provide the necessary updates. And so, shifting gears tonight, let's get started, I just wanted you all to be aware of that. By the way, again, take precaution, ensure that you have everything you need indoors, and don't be out because the localized flooding can sometimes be quite dangerous, and so stay indoors if at all possible. Tonight, someone hiding behind access to Wi-Fi and a cell phone took the cowardly path to call me irresponsible and reckless because I said things are getting better in the Grand Bahama economy. Well, they aren't, and well, aren't they getting better? After all, hundreds of Grand Bahamians are now working at Celebration Key, aren't they? Many Grand Bahamians I've spoken to say they're happy to see many who left the island return home, and once vacant homes are now occupied again because of people returning home because of employment opportunities. In fact, 2 weeks ago, I addressed the stalled projects on the drawing board for Grand Bahama, asking when would they be taken off that proverbial drawing board and made tangible so that the people of Grand Bahama benefit. Last week, on the Progressive Liberal Party's anniversary of being elected to office, I asked President of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, Dylan Knowles, if things were better today than they were 4 years ago. Here's how he responded.
Most definitely it's better today than it was 4 years ago, but it's better in different ways. So for instance, I had a conversation today with a major excursion operator who was lamenting the challenges that they're having with Carnival moving to its own port and having a captured audience, and that audience not coming off-site and taking excursions and involving themselves in the offerings of the main island itself. My personal belief on this is that this is typical for new ventures. Once the novelty wears off of sitting in the pool at Celebration Key, that the future waves of tourists that will come on Carnival ships will want to venture onto the wider island,
especially as attractions are introduced to the product.
Absolutely.
to enhance it.
And that's exactly the point. The point that I make all the time is business is about providing goods and services that people want and are prepared to pay for. And we have to be in the business of doing just that, not just doing what we want to do as businesses, but what the market wants us to do as businesses. And we've been delinquent in that in lots of ways.
I thank you very much for speaking with me this evening. I'm pretty excited for Grand Bahama. I wish you would have dared and tip your toe in the ocean and say, listen, I give this administration. But, you spoke quite frankly and honestly about where Grand Bahama stands. And of course, the fact that there are many things happening, but something just needs to kind of, well, there you have it in his own words. And so you want to be political pundit. Yeah, you. Or maybe y'all, whoever y'all are. As I continue to genuinely fight for Grand Bahama or any other of our family islands for their emotional vibrancy and success, and for the improved and enhanced quality of life for each Bahamian, wherever they may be, Grand Bahama here in New Providence or wherever else, sit in the corner. Sit small in the corner and try to catch up. How about that? Don't ever call my name in your mouth again as you all try and posture yourselves for any advantage you may think you gain by that. Okay? Now, let's get to the people's business, the people of Grand Bahama this evening. Let's just talk about this. And so, Grand Bahama, of course, in a tough spot. It's no secret. Of course, Celebration Key is there and it's thriving. Thousands of visitors are coming to the island, tens of thousands as far as I understand, each week. But again, the trickle-down effect is just not happening quick enough. And quite frankly, one project cannot do the job of reviving the economy of an entire island. We know that, right? And so we're going to get into this evening. Joining me from Grand Bahama are businessmen Navarre Smith and David Wallace. Gentlemen, good evening to both of you. It's great to have you both join us. Thank you so much for joining me here on Beyond the Headlines this evening.
Good evening, Shanique. Great to be here once again. Thanks for having me.
It is always a pleasure to be with you, Shanique.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's great to see you both. Grand Bahama is in a tough spot, is it not? On the verge of economic prosperity, yet still looking around mainly and largely at the island where you see still not enough happening or sometimes nothing. Let's talk about where residents and business owners in particular find themselves right now tonight.
Well, I'll take a whack at it. David is more seasoned than I am, and I'm sure he can tie up some things where he falls short. But it's truly a mixed bag at this point, Shanique, depending on who you speak with. At this time, I'm a small business operator. I'm relatively new, just 5, 6 years in the tour and excursion space. And because of my size and scope, I can speak for myself and say things have been going fine concerning Celebration Key over the last 2 months. Now, as you mentioned earlier, rightfully so, this one project, as big and as amazing as it is not going to solve all of Grand Bahama's economic problems. All of the decline and the stagnation we've experienced in Grand Bahama for 20 years, Celebration Key isn't going to solve in 2 months. But I would say we need more time. This needs more time to play out. This is the first phase of a project that's going to grow and evolve over the coming months and years.
Mm-hmm.
And I do believe that in due time, the economic impact is going to be felt in a greater way throughout the entire island. Now, the question is, how do we survive and how do we keep ourselves going in the meantime, in the short term? And that is what we're trying to find a solution to, and but we're trying to figure out. But
yeah, we will get to that in a moment, because I know that many of you met last evening. We'll talk about that because the concerns are legitimate. We know that. But David, as a more seasoned businessman, and you are, of course, our community leader. Navarre saw you, but you are up and coming, as just as you admitted yourself. But David, of course, is a veteran, from politician to businessman and community leader. David, how would you describe where Grand Bahama finds itself right now?
The question you asked, the president of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, Dylan knows if things are better today in Freeport. I say yes, it is much better today in Freeport than it was 4 years ago. When you drive on the streets of Grand Bahama, you are seeing much more vehicles on the road. When you look at the amount of apartment buildings that have been renovated, that are occupied, and you hear the story of persons who are looking for apartment and unable to find them. I had some conversations with Mr. Ricky Martin, one of the major landlords today. And he tells the story of how he has been converting a lot of his laundry mats into 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom apartment. And as fast as he can get them ready,
they're rented.
When I drive through Caravelle Beach, many of the old abandoned buildings that had sit derelict for many years are renovated. Not only are they renovated, people are moving into them. And so I think you can feel the economy. And then when you talk to persons, you are hearing from persons who had moved away to either Bimini or to the Berry Islands or to Eleuthera, how they have come back home with this great anticipation and to the Abacos, and they have come home to gain gainful employment. And so I think the island of Grand Bahama is doing much better. As a matter of fact, from time to time, I call Mr. Ian Roll at the Port Authority and Derek Newbold and express that to them. And so for persons to say it is not doing better, I think they must be Stevie Wonder. And so no, the economy of Grand Bahama is doing better. Does that mean that it is all well and all perfect?
No,
it is.
No.
And I the vast story. What the industrial sector for Grand Bahama has always remained strong, from the days of the Bahama Cement to the days of Boco, the oil refinery, to the Syntex Pharmaceutical, to the Pharma Chem, to now the Grand Bahama Shipyard, to the power company, to the Burma Oil out east. The industrial sector was always strong, and I think the container port and the shipyard only strengthened it. The biggest challenge is in the hotel sector, and that continues to be a challenge with the lack of hotel rooms that we have and the occupancy. And we know one of the biggest components that will make that work is the airport. And so sooner or later, the airport, along with the hotels, I think will strengthen. But like Navarre said, Celebration Key, I said from day one, and if you know the history of Celebration Key, we were given it last night at that meeting by Derek, who happens not only to be the chairman of the Chamber of Commerce, but he worked at the Port Authority at the time when Carnival would have made their application in 2004. Back then, that would have been under the government of the Honorable Perry Gladstone Christie. In 2007, when the government changed, the Honorable Hubert Ingram tried to move that port to Williamstown, if you know the history. That didn't fly. And then in 2012, when the Honorable Perry Christie came back, he tried to move it up east. When they went to the Port Authority, originally they were looking at Shamrock. That was the original intent in 2004. And when it didn't work out in the eastern end of Grand Bahama, they came back. But bear in mind, they had to endure both the pandemic and Hurricane Dorian.
Hurricanes.
So, this project, which probably took about 20 years before it was sealed, was on the drawing board for that long. And then the Honorable Philip Brave Davis would have been the Prime Minister who did the groundbreaking, and now the construction and the opening of Celebration Key. And so Celebration Key has seen 4 Prime Ministers in its years of trying to get going on the island of Bahama.
And so, gentlemen, I don't want us to run out of time because I want to talk about the fact that there's so much in the pipeline, on the drawing board, so much in store for Grand Bahama. It just seems to be stalled. What was that meeting about last night? You mentioned, David, about some of the people who were in attendance, but mainly business owners who, many of them vexed because let's be real, they're not making the money, but also they want greater access somehow to Celebration Key and the tens of thousands of visitors who come in every week. But are they hurting themselves by some of their actions?
Well, let's understand the history of what happened. When Carnival Cruise Line used to call on the Freeport Harbor prior to the opening of Celebration Key, Carnival was coming to Grand Bahama with about 13 to 15 cruise ship calls per week, bringing about 350,000 passengers, 13 to 15 calls per month, bringing about 350,000 passengers to Grand Bahama. When they announced Celebration Key, they said they were going to be calling on Grand Bahama between 30 and 40 calls per month, bringing about 2.5 million passengers. And so many businesses who presently benefit from Carnival's calling down at Freeport Harbor looked with great anticipation to this new venture, which was going to triple or quadruple the amount of passengers. But unfortunately, after the 2 months of operation, we are not seeing that trickling effect. As a matter of fact, for Pirates Cove Zipline and Water Park, we would have gotten anywhere from about 400 to 450 persons every time Carnival cruise ship called. Now we are getting probably less than 25 persons. And so we feel a great hit. Not that the tours, we offer different tours, 4 different tours, because some of the tours that Carnival used to sell for us, which were the bigger seller, which was the beach with lunch and the private cabanas and the shipwreck area, they are keeping them up.
They now offer, and I want to quickly say, and you know what? Let's revisit this next week, gentlemen. But because I understand people are vexed because they say, wait a minute, Carnival or Celebration Key is also trying to hire hair braiders now, and they should leave that for the locals. It's a lot going on, but I also want to find out from you, gentlemen, are the locals too busy sitting complaining, and rightly so, don't get me wrong, rather than maybe coming together and trying to create that one thing or those few things that'll pull the people out of Celebration Key? What are your thoughts?
Well, what I could say to you, Shanique, I was elected to speak on behalf of a subset of entrepreneurs and business people in the Port of Kaya Marketplace. And I am the president of the Port of Kaya Marketplace Association. We are in conversations with Carnival right now to see how we can create tours and experiences in Port of Kaya to enhance the product up there, to make it more attractive, to pull more visitors into the area. Because prior to Celebration Key being created and executed, Port of Kaya has been struggling, as you know, for a long time. The marketplace, the vendors, and have been having a real hard times ever since the Port of Kaya Marina went down, and we know what's going on with the hotel. So for us, in the meantime, we're trying to drive in the cruise ship passengers, increase the traffic, because that's the only thing you can work with at this point.
Yes.
And so we are trying to do that and figure out how we could make something happen in the meantime. But in the case of the markets and Port of Kaya, we're praying and hoping every day that the things, we have some good news with this hotel, things actually happen with the Port of Kaya Marine and other things, because it's really been very hard over there for us. And
it has been. We know that. And gentlemen, I'll tell you this. I pardon me for cutting you off, Justin. I hear you. If we can have a part 2 to this next week, that'd be great. I'll read.
Before you go to your part 2, Shanique, that last night, a group of business persons who have been affected, who realize that Celebration Key is here and they're here to stay. So we have to begin some dialogue to first list
as Navarre is saying, yes.
That we have. Secondly, we're going to be calling on the powers that be, meetings with the Ministry of Grand Bahama, the Port Authority, the minister responsible for tourism, and thirdly, we have to have some meetings with Carnival to see how we could strengthen, because
create this balance that can work for everybody involved. Gentlemen, truly, I have to go, and I promise you, I would love to, I'm extending right now an invitation for next week. Let's just talk about more of how people are feeling, what really is happening on the ground there, and what are you all planning on doing that was discussed, that you're going to move forward with to make things happen. David, I hear you, but I have to go. I'm telling you, I promise you, and Navarre, next week. Yes, sir.
Happy to do it.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Beyond the Headlines is back right after this.
Sting Junkanoo Group is celebrating 25 years of music, and you're invited to the greatest show ever. Counting down the years, performing hit song after hit song. Stevie S, Colin McDonald, KB, Dyson Knight and D-Mac. Saturday, November 1st at the Farm Marshall Road, 8 p.m. until. Tickets can be purchased online at www.bahamaseattickets.com for your skybox or to be a food vendor. Call 424-6433, 477-0191. Sponsored by ZNS, Island Luck TV, The Farm, Gatorade Today & Co. Limited, Krista Minute and Associates.
Ever feel like you're missing your own life because you're constantly running off to the bathroom? Do bladder leaks or pelvic discomfort have you up at night and affect your confidence in everyday life? Those days are over. At Frequency Vitality Center, we offer a solution. Completely painless, fully clothed with no downtime. Perfect for men and women of any age, we help strengthen the pelvic floor muscles while you sit comfortably, improving bladder control, decreasing night waking, and much more. Strengthen your foundation and restore your confidence.
You work hard to provide for and protect the ones you love. However, life can present unexpected challenges. Who you call in times of need matters. Insurance Management is a Bahamian-owned company that has been serving our community for over 40 years, offering a wide range of coverage for all of your personal, professional, and commercial needs. When life happens, rest easy knowing that our skilled and experienced agents are there for you in your time of need, so that you can get back to what matters most. Insurance Management. Nobody does it better.
At the Water and Sewage Corporation, safety and convenience are our top priorities. However, our meter readers face challenges that can make their job difficult. Locked gates to guard dogs sometimes leads to missed readings and estimated bills, which can be frustrating for you and us. That's why we're upgrading to digital meters. They bring safety, accuracy, and convenience to homes across the Bahamas. We can streamline data collection, reduce on-site visits, and provide more accurate bills with no more estimates. Digital meters also help detect leaks early, saving you from costly bills and reducing water waste. Soon, a user-friendly app will let you track your water usage, manage bills, and stay informed, all at your fingertips. Over the next year, we're rolling out digital meters nationwide, transforming how we serve you with a safer and cost-efficient water supply. To learn about our digital meters, visit our website or call us today. And don't forget to update your information at any of our locations.
Crack the code and win $1 million. Crack the code and win $1 million.
7 numbers, $1 million. Every 3 days, a number is revealed. Act fast. Your million is waiting.
Crack that code, win $1 million. million clear.
Crack the code before the last lock clicks shut. Get ready to join the winner's circle only at islandluck.com.
Dollars. Crack the code and win $1 million.
Beyond the Headlines is now introducing powerful TV advertising opportunities made just for you. Choose our television ad package, 20 30-second ads for $2,000 or 20 60-second ads for $2,500 plus VAT. Prefer flexibility? Go a la carte. Just $150 for a 30-second ad or $200 for a 60-second ad. Step into the spotlight with our interview package. One 15-minute interview for $500 or 4 for $15 per month. Or bring Beyond the Headlines directly to you with our live on location package, only $2,600 plus VAT. For more information, contact our sales agent at 242-466-6173.
This segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. It's good to have you all tuned in. We are just getting reports now of traffic fatality on the island of Grand Bahama. Just coming in, not much information, that only that police in Grand Bahama are on the scene of that traffic fatality. Quite unfortunate. Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. It's good to have you tuned in. We're going to shift gears now and kind of, I first want to get this gentleman's perspective on Grand Bahama and what was discussed a moment ago, and you heard for yourself. I hope I wonder if there's any Q-tips in Grand Bahama, because I know that came from Grand Bahama. That me being irresponsible. I tell truth on this show because after all, this is one nation that we all have, and if we all are successful in it, then we all are better for it, right? And so, Apostle Benjamin Smith, good evening to you. It's good to have you here. I know you're here to talk about atonement and the Jewish calendar, and I know you're here to do that because it's quite significant. Of course, it all plays into what happens today. Mm-hmm. But I want to begin by asking you your thoughts on just the segment before this one, where the business owners of Grand Bahama are talking and admitted that, listen, Grand Bahama is on the rebound. It has made a turn. Mm-hmm. Yes, of course, not quick enough and not fast enough, and more should be done and needs to be done to really bring that economy back full force and its full strength. However, it looks good.
You know, in times of stress and distressing times, you know, it calls for creativity. It calls for the people to rise up and to do something different, yes, to make their lives better. Yes. And to speak out against, you know, what is slow and try to pick the pace up. We do agree we are in, you know, distressing times. But from what I've heard, the business sector, the people of Grand Bahama are doing all that they can to make sure that they alleviate some of these distressing experiences. We know for a long time that Grand Bahama is one of those places that is on the rise in terms of resiliency. They have proven that they are resilient. Well, that speaks of the Bahamas. No matter what we go through, we understand how to bounce back and how to use your setback as a setup for your comeback. And so I see there, even with those that came on, they're defending the point. They are saying, hey, things may look bad, but they're not as bad as you think. There's those who are, you know, that have that testimony that they are doing some things differently this time than last time.
And it's necessary. You know, I always speak, and the reason I've taken several islands as a part of this show and bringing them along so we can watch them progress and things change. Grand Bahama is one of them, and I'm in touch with Grand Bahamians on a daily basis. And so when I speak on what it is I'm informed about, and truly, it's good to hear them say, we didn't rehearse that. I didn't tell them and influence them on what to say. They spoke because they have businesses and investments there.
Yes, it was obvious.
Yes, and so they have their investments. They are doing better, feeling better. They feel it's even better today than it was a few years ago. Of course, but again, things must be better because I've spoken in other sectors of the economy, say the private schools and whatnot, and
education.
they are experiencing challenges there because people aren't necessarily, I guess, choosing to put disposable income into private school education versus public school
and public, yes.
education. And so, of course, again, because the entire economy has got to feel what's happening, and it calls for creativity.
Yes.
One person say, listen,
Yes.
when you used to go to the straw market in the 80s and 90s, and that was the thing, people perhaps now are shopping, and they are shopping differently.
Yes. Online.
On that right there. And so, again, as we move forward in Grand Bahama, as you continue to take shape, you heard David Wallace say apartments can't come online quick enough in Grand Bahama before it's taken up. And so again, you see all that's happening? Let us all begin to think differently. And let's speak of that. Let's talk about the Jewish calendar. We know about the Jewish ways and how Jews are, dominant in many economies globally and are among the most successful people on the face of the earth. Why is paying attention to the Jewish calendar always and has become so significant for you, and something that you make very intentional as a part of an annual observance?
You know, when you look at the covenant people of God being Israel, and of course the original Hebrews, Hebrews being our people, let me just put it there, coming out of that continent of Africa, everything is written from there. The whole Bible and the scrolls, everything comes out of the continent of Africa. And I'm saying some things because it is important to observe times and seasons. Genesis chapter 1 verse 14 speaks about how God created the sun, the moon, the stars, etc. And it says, for times and for seasons, for days and for years. The Hebrew calendar is not only a lunar calendar, but it's a solar lunar calendar. Ours go by the sun, they go by the moon. And that's why in Psalm chapter 83 and also chapter 82, it says that you should sound the shofar, blow the trumpet in the new moon, not the sun, in the new moon, even as the times are appointed. Those appointed times are moedims. They are God's appointments that Jehovah God has instituted for his people, where he will meet with them and give them instructions. In fact, he said there, Numbers chapter 29, verse 1, says that you should blow the shofar on the first day of the 7th month, which is now Tishri. So Yom Teruah is the feast, that's what the Rosh Hashanah takes place on the feast of what we call the Yom Teruah, or the Day of Trumpets. Now listen, there are 7 feasts of the Lord, 7 feasts that were instituted. Leviticus chapter 23 speaks about it, of course. Exodus chapter 12 speaks about it. There are 7 feasts of the Lord. The ones that we know would be Passover, Pentecost, and etc. So you also have with that the Feast of Tabernacles. So there are spring feasts and there are fall feasts. We are now at the fall feast because we are finished with the spring feast. At the fall feast, the civil year begins on the first day of Tishri with the sounding of the shofar. And in Jerusalem, listen, 2 days ago, it's 2 days for the sounding of the shofar. They blow 100 times.
Even today in Jerusalem?
They have sounded the shofar to announce their civil new year. So our 2025 going into 2026. They start now.
You're saying that started 2 days ago for them?
That started 2 days ago at the Rosh. Rosh means head. And so Hashanah means the head of the year. Because everything happens with the head.
Yes.
You're led by the head. You're directed by the head. And so this is the reason why they begin that way, with the sounding of the shofar. What it means is to be awake. It is an alert. It is an alarm. It is a holy awakening of the human soul and mind. And this is the reason why, if you read scripture, it says, the trumpet of the Lord will sound. And it says, at the last trump, which is what we call the tekiah. And they have the tekiah gadol, which simply means the long blast of the horn. So they have one where pa-pa, and then they have a ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta to get awake. And then they use pa, and that last sound is what awakens everyone for the return of the Messiah. And that's the reason why no man knows the day or the hour, but we do know the feast. The only feast that is left to be fulfilled in the earth is the trumpets. No one knows the days because it's 2 days. No one knows the hour. But we do know that that is the feast that has to be fulfilled.
Are you surprised at how the world is turning back to biblical principles, biblical what the Bible says?
Yes.
Particularly the United States. I mean, it's it's a right-wing president in office, and therefore a number of things have followed that. Christianity has emerged and become bolder and louder. It's unfortunate that someone lost their life, I think, coming up on 2 weeks ago in the U.S. As a result. But are you surprised that America at its root and foundation really is a nation that says, no, these are the principles we are built on and want to observe and continue to have in our presence?
Well, what is very significant is that the year that we are in of 5786 that we just entered into, we are in the decade of the 80s. Now, we just came out of the decade of the 70s, which was iron, which the focus was on vision. It was on your eyes. But starting from 2020 to 2030 is the decade of the 80s of the pay, which is the open mouth. So I don't find it coincidental that the mouth is now decreeing and declaring with authority, speaking truth to power. Amazingly, President Trump came in at the Feast of the Trumpets, trumpet, and so we are now seeing the trumpet blown. It is a wake-up call to America that their whistleblowers will no longer be silent. What they have seen in vision, they are now decreeing, they're now declaring. People are rising all over the world to speak truth to power and to make declarations, proclamations. And that's why death and life are in the power of the tongue. God said, God said, God said. And if we were made in his image and his likeness, we also say, we also speak. But we also cancel demonic words that have been spoken.
Yes.
Those things that have been negative, spoken over the nation, spoken over families. Those, the Bible says in Isaiah 54 verse 17, no weapon formed against you can prosper.
Yes.
But it's the B part of that. Every tongue that rise up against you in judgment, you shall condemn, you shall cancel. And so this is also a year to not only decree and declare the blessings of the Lord over the entire year, but to also cancel negativity, conspiracies.
Why is that important in the Bahamas and for us to adopt? Because we've become such a very heavy, negative, I don't even know what other adjective to use to describe where the Bahamas and Bahamians have found themselves. I mean, relish in the wrong things, like to partake in the wrong things in terms of just the ugliness, whether attacks on social media, just all of it that Bahamians have decided this is who they're going to be. They're going to show up in the ugly, mean-spirited ways.
You know, it's just amazing because, this Jewish year, as I said, we are in these 10 days of awe. And the 10 days of AWE, right, awe, simply means that this is an opening. This is a time of exposure. This is a time of detoxification. This is a time of purification. This is a time of rejuvenation and sanctification. So as we move towards the Day of Atonement, which is really a day of judgment and not just to repent, but it means that God is getting ready to judge everything that was done in the last year. So we have to get to a place where we renounce words that have been spoken. There's a scripture in Isaiah that says this, I believe it's in chapter 28. People have come into a covenant with death by the words of their mouth. Okay, they look at the mother in the casket or whoever it is. Oh, I'll soon be there with you. No, you won't. No, you won't. Because when they speak those
letting
words,
emotions sometimes, and it's in so many different aspects.
They've called death on themselves.
And saying stuff and not realizing, I am a stickler for opening my mouth and speaking what it is I seek. And even if somebody around me says something, I immediately correct it.
Immediately. We have a way of saying, for instance, so the focus of this entire decade from 2020 to 2030, the focus is the mouth. to set a guard at your mouth. You have to know what to say, how much to say, and what to never say. Because Jesus said, Yeshua said, by your words you will be established, and by your words you will be condemned.
Yeah.
You will be justified by the words of our mouths. Words have the power to impact a life, break a life, and set a life in motion.
Yes.
And so what I have found is that if we do not cancel curses that have been spoken, we end up walking out what have been spoken before by anyone. There, you know, in our culture, we have a way of saying, for instance, take care. I've changed that. I'm not taking any care. We cast all our cares upon the Lord.
Yes,
so
yes,
I
yes.
correct people by saying, no, carefree. Free from care. Do not take on care.
No.
Because you've just received more care, more struggle, more stress. When people say, take care, okay. No, don't take it. This season is a season that we must speak what is positive. We must speak over our children, over our nation, because those who have been disgruntled, those who have been walking in offense, people who don't understand your pretext, your history, your struggles, where you came from, where there's envy and strife, there's confusion and every other evil work. People just have a way of speaking what is negative. We have to begin to speak what is positive.
To turn this nation around.
Turn the nation
to turn around
words,
what you see. Yes.
Words.
Have
Prayer.
power.
Declaration.
The absolute.
Yes.
And you know, I know you brought some videos that you asked Justin about, and Justin, I see you already sending me to the break. So Apostle, that means you have to come back and finish this, because I tell you, this nation needs hope.
We need
so many
hope.
people, so many Bahamians are angry, unnecessarily
Bitter.
so bitter.
Yeah,
mean,
unforgiveness.
Mean.
Yes, very mean-spirited.
And what you would do, you attract that to you.
Yeah.
You right?
Yeah.
You attract that to
we
you.
have to forgive them. We have to release them. This is a season of release. We're about to see a turnaround in the nation, not only by the words that we speak, but the actions that are corresponding with it. So get ready. There's a shakeup, there's a moving, there's an exposure, but this is a time of judgment, and this is a time of righteousness that will exalt the nation, and sin will no longer be a reproach of our people.
Apostle Benjamin Smith, of course, a friend to the show. Thank you very much for being here this evening. And of course, looking forward to another teaching. We bring everything here to you on Beyond the Headlines. Another teaching to just kind of keep us grounded and focused on the right things here on the show. Beyond the Headlines is back right after this.
My late husband, Tyrone Albury, had a passion for brewing beer at home. We found one of his recipes and we started on the stovetop with 1 gallon of beer. It was a hobby that turned into a passion project that turned completely out of control. We had to make a decision whether or not we were going to continue home brewing or open a brewery. So craft beer is basically brewing a very small batch of beer. Every individual batch of beer is going to be slightly different.
We're always trying to figure out what the next best beer is going to be.
Just the sheer amount of love and effort that goes into every brew. It's a science, really, to selecting the right grains and the hops, and then expanding on some of the normals.
Really, in the last couple of years, we've had a lot more of the locals that have found our location.
They realize that there is a fuller flavor beer out there, and we take pride in that. When we first started the concept of the brewery and we were looking for funding, it was the SBDC that we leaned on to help me push through at times when I wanted to give up, to tell me when I was making mistakes, and for that, I am grateful. So I would encourage all entrepreneurs, if you're looking for funding, mentorship, and encouragement to launch your new business idea, I would encourage you to contact the SBDC.
Are you ready to take the next step in growing your business? Check your eligibility for our guaranteed loan program at sbdcbahamas.com/GLP or call 461-7232 to learn more about how the SBDC can support your business.
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience, with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
Beyond the Headlines is now introducing powerful TV advertising opportunities made just for you. Choose our television ad package, 20 30-second ads for $2,000 or 20 60-second ads for $2,500 plus VAT. Prefer flexibility? Go a la carte. Just $150 for a 30-second ad or $200 for a 60-second ad. Step into the spotlight with our interview package. One 15-minute interview for $500 or 4 for $15 per month. Or bring Beyond the Headlines directly to you with our live on location package, only $2,600 plus VAT. For more information, contact our sales agent at 242-466-6173.
This segment is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Okay. Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. It's good to have you all tuned in. Hope you are enjoying. It's time now to get into what Ian has for us. I tell you, it's always a surprise, quite frankly. Ian, I'm not going to take up much more of your time. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines. It's good to have you here. Let's just jump right in. Ian Thomas, Direct Marketers.
Hey, how you doing, Shanique Miller? How you doing tonight?
I'm great, thank you.
That's wonderful, wonderful. I'm just going to say what I have to say.
Yes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ian Thomas, and I am from Direct Marketers. Direct Marketers, of course, is a marketing company where we specialize in radio, TV, print, social media, and e-blast. So if you have a business or a business idea and you want to know how viable it is, please feel free to give me a call at 552-0212. That's 552-0212. Dial 552-0212. That's 552-0212.
Oh, shoot. Why you have to drop your voice?
I get jiggy with it, man.
Yeah, just a little smoothness. That's all.
Hey, man, Shanique Miller, I am so happy to be here. I was here last night, and I had a great time, and I'm back again here. I'm always amazed sometimes when I go out, and people always stop me, and they go, hey, I saw you on Beyond the Headlines, and I love the way you speak. I love your the way you, your diction and everything like that, and I say, that's great. But I don't like those people who come up to me and they go, hey, boy, why you talk like that? But you from the States, eh? And sometimes I go like, yeah, I am from the States. They say, yeah, what part of the States? I say, Elizabeth Estates.
What are you talking about tonight?
Shanique, man, stop it, man. You just make me say all kind of crazy things, man. Listen here.
Me? Don't ever blame me.
Yes, Shanique, you bring out that in me. Listen, SHSS Electrical. I always wait till the end to talk about it. I got to talk about them first. SHSS Electrical. If you guys are looking for anything in the electrical department, you want to check them out. They are no longer on Mackey Street in the Henry F. Store building. They're now on Chesapeake Road. So you're on Mackey Street, you take to Chesapeake Road, drive down about 100 yards, look on the left-hand side, they're in the former Minute Muffler building, and you can go there and check out everything. They've got high-quality circuit breakers to keep your home safe, durable wiring and cables to power your projects, reliable tools and fittings for every electrical task, switches and outlets and lighting to brighten up any space. And right now, they're having a great deal on those 2x4 LED flat panel lights. They're only $77. You can also get the 2x2 LED flat panel lights. I have those in my bathroom. Those are $42.90. And you get the 4-foot universal LED bulbs, now $6.60. Dusk Dawn lights, that's a great price where they have them for, $22. And you got Square D main breaker meter combos, the 8-space and the 16-circuit surface mount, available in 150 amp and 200 amp, starting as a low $350. Remember, they are on Chesapeake Road in the former Minute Muffler building. So when you go to SHSS, you know what you're going to get? You're going to get Square D products, switches, combos, breakers, breaker panels, electrical wires, and meter cans, all those things. Plus, they have an extensive selection of decorative ceiling fans. People love those. And light fixtures, especially those equipped with the outdoor motion sensors. Recently, they bought a new line of Duster Dawn security lights that's outfitted with motion sensors. So go down there and check them out. You spend $50 or more, you're going to get 10% off. And they also ship to the Family Island. What a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful company. Hey, Tamara, writing you right now. So tell Shanique I say hello.
Hi, tomorrow.
She's what? She said, Ian, stop calling me Tamara. Tamra.
That's him. That's him. Never get somebody's
I changed it.
name
What kind of
right.
people name?
Yes.
Hey, listen here. I guess my niece is what? My niece and my nephew. Hey, Pete's. Hey, Destiny. Go to bed for crying out loud. And listen here, Advanced Family Medicine, Wellness and Spa. That's Dr. Carrie Bullard. I spoke about her was I here last week? Week before.
Yes.
Yes. Advanced Family Medicine, Wellness and Spa with Dr. Carrie Bullard, an incredible physician who has love for her patients like I haven't seen with anybody else. From the moment you enter the Advanced Family Medicine, you'll notice how clean and welcoming the office is, and their staff with extremely attentive medical assistants right there to take care of everything. They guarantee every single person who walks through that door is going to be well taken care of, and they want to let you guys know they have a new location. So they got three locations. You got Shirley Street. If you're on Shirley Street and you're heading, you only get to head one way on Shirley Street, and you're heading west, it's right before you reach Doctor's Hospital. That's one. The other one is Prince Charles, that new plaza where the RBC is. So after you pass Fox Hill Light.
One.
Yeah, one. You got it? You got
One
the name?
plaza, I think.
One plaza. Yeah, I didn't know you. I just was trying to, but I forget you know that. Okay, that's good. One plaza, you go there, right next to the RBC. And the other one is One West Plaza. And you're going to go there and see everything right in order. So right now she wants to let you know, this is very important. All police officers, defense force officers, prison officers, you all go to Advanced Family Medicine, and they want to show you how much they care and how much you mean to them. And you're going to get no copay. So you just show up there and you can get seen. So no more excuses why you can't go to the doctor. You want to go check them out. Also, those vitamin shots that everyone's been asking for, you can get vitamin C, vitamin B12, and vitamin D. They got a beauty shot, Triimmune, mixed with zinc, mixed with vitamin C, and glutathione.
Glutathione.
Glutathione. I thought I was going to get it last time you told me. I want to say it again for me, man.
Glutathione.
Glutathione. Boy, listen, Shanique Miller does a great job, ladies and gentlemen. And this is ideal for caregivers who be around people who frequently get colds and flus. If you want beautiful glowing skin, remember vitamin D shots are excellent support for skin, liver function, and immunity. So when you go there, remember the new one, like I said, is One West Plaza. That's in the western part of New Providence. The phone number is 557-1517, 557-1517. And also in the east, they have a drugstore and pharmacy out east that sells vitamins, supplements, beauty products, whatever you need to, if you want to restore your beautiful face. They do Botox, chemical peels, and mold removals. And you'll come down there and see why so many people choose to come to Advanced Family Medicine. Want to lose weight? They've got Ozempic, semaglutide shots. That's the same thing as Ozempic, Manjaro, and Tirzepatide. You people, you want to lose weight? You guys have been reading all over the internet about Ozempic and the rest of those products that they use. Yeah, which is a great thing. But if you want the best results, you would want a professional healthcare provider to ensure you and take you on that journey so you can reach your weight goals. That's very important. Lastly, you need testing done, STDs or STIs. Ladies and gentlemen, it's very important, especially individuals who may be embarking upon a new relationship. Don't just meet someone and just go straight to the last part. Go ahead, meet somebody. Hey, listen here, how you doing? Hi, nice. You handsome? Well, you pretty too. Listen here, before we do this thing, let's go get tested. If somebody says,
no,
if they're apprehensive,
yes,
that's a red flag.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go down there, get tested. What they test for, starting at $99. HIV, chlamydia, trichomonas, gonorrhea, herpes, syphilis, and hepatitis B. And also, lastly, if you're feeling unwell and you need a sick slip, but you really are truly not feeling good, you can go there and check them out, and they'll get you a sick slip, and then you could feel good and yeah, you hit back to work. That's good? That's a good thing, man. Don't be lying. Tell people.
No.
Wait, answer the phone. My heart. Someone say. Someone. I get the belly.
What? Oh my God.
I get the belly. And like just days ago, I was talking to the minister, She said, tell Shanique I say hello.
Which one?
She says to tell everybody she was so happy to help out. And I told her that her community was very much in awe how quickly she went ahead up there in the east.
JoBeth
Colby Davis. She said, well, when she saw that, it reminded her of the trauma that she saw as a result of Hurricane Matthew. So she felt compelled to move right away. So she mobilized the cleanup teams to reach out to the most affected areas. And she said, she just hit the ground running. She didn't just send people. She went there and she showed up herself. So that was a wonderful thing.
Okay.
What else she wants to let you guys know? So she made sure the homes were secured, the debris was removed, and all the roofing supplies were delivered. And within just 24 hours, power was restored to all the affected areas by BPL workers.
That's when they had that strange weather.
Yes, that was crazy. It was some type of tornadic.
Tornadic activity.
Yeah, activity. Yes, yeah. So the people there, they were so gracious and in such gratitude, that was like a testament of her commitment to her constituents. She's doing a really, really excellent job up there. The people just love her. Now, this is what she's saying. Let you guys know, you people who live in the east or who travel these roads. Joe Farrington Road, no more potholes. The road work is almost completed. Yeah, so a lot of people have to drive around now. She said those potholes are going to be finished shortly. Family Islanders, you guys can rejoice. Renewable energy and LNG are coming to reduce the cost of the electricity, and this will bring long-term relief to thousands of families. Improve infrastructure. The transmission and distribution grid already are underway. So you people who drive Tonic Williams Darling Highway, you'll see all those big trucks, a lot of them like foreign trucks, a lot of people down there doing work. Bang, those guys are getting everything up and running. So the power lines can ensure a more efficient and reliable energy delivery. Upgrades. The road traffic department, those guys are no longer operating out of the stadium, and morale is up. The staff feels really good, and they're extremely happy that they don't have to be there anymore. So I'm glad that she was able to put that in place. The Skills Bank job program, Minister Kobe and her team put that together for people. She helped so many people get jobs, and more than 250 residents have benefited from Elizabeth Training Institute. So that's great. She has a food voucher program. Countless of families struggling with the raising cost of groceries. Yeah. They, now they can go home and feel comfortable because she's been doing that. Small business training initiative. She's helped over 30 local businesses access resources and support who need to grow and succeed. And the Top Achievers Award, this is really good. Young people, she's very much interested in young people. Young people now who are doing well in school, she's gonna help them, give them the right tools to succeed with the Top Achievers Award. Anything to encourage the youth. All those abandoned.
This is what the Elizabeth MP
This is Elizabeth, yes. This is JoBeth Colby. People say, why you call her JoBeth, man? That's my friend. That's my friend, but you guys understand, Minister JoBeth Colby Davis, yes. So the parks have been getting upgrades, solar lights, bathroom renovations, and she's implemented CCTVs. All those abandoned derelict vehicles are now being removed. And October 1st, young people ages 12 to 30, these guys are going to have a chance to attend the Empower and Sustain Elizabeth program. It's an initiative that offers valuable skill sets like CPR training, first aid, emergency training, life-saving techniques, trade skills like auto mechanics, nail technology, cooking and carpentry, airplane ground handling, individuals who need to get ready for their BJCs.
Really? Where is all this happening?
And BJCSCs. This is all happening October 1st. So you want to go down there if any of these things interest you. BJC and BGCSE preparation classes, that's going to be happening. And the scholarship acquisition programs for individuals who probably want to go ahead after school and further their education. So, Minister, I thank you. You're doing an amazing job. I'm sure your constituents love what you're doing. And the country at large, they just say, hey, you're doing a really, really good job. So keep it up, man. So that's what I love, what's happening there. Also, I got to tell you, pardon me, I have to tell you, DJ Overdose, he says he's watching you guys tonight.
Where is he
He's
now?
watching it. He's in the States. He's going to Guadalupe tomorrow. You say Guadalupe or Guadalupe?
Let's be Spanish.
Okay,
Guadalupe. I have no idea.
So DJ Overdose says he wants you guys to go and try Cuba Libre's new strawberry flavor. I had it and I gave some family members it. The new Cuba Libre strawberry mojito. It tastes really good. It's newly introduced, and this mixture is quickly becoming your new drink of choice. You can still pick it up all those other flavors, like the top brands, the top flavors like the rum and coke and the mojito. But remember, the next time you stop off for an adult beverage, you want to get the new Cuba Libre strawberry mojito. This tastes really, really good. It's cold. I was out there. I must have gave away about 5 to some people out there. I ain't gonna call no name.
Yeah. No.
And
don't
that's just how that go. I ain't put them out there like that. Shanique Miller, my phone went crazy last night with this. I should put on this camera. Justin, you want to get this camera here? Yeah.
Right
This
there,
is the
yes.
anti-snoring. Come on now. The anti-snoring device people have been asking about. It's only $19.95.
Is it for like sleep apnea?
People who dealing with sleep apnea, yes. People who want to open up their breathing passage because they. If you ever slept next to someone who is drink, boy, you can imagine that snoring. Someone just called me just now. One of my neighbors said, "Please, I need that." This is the anti-snoring device. Only $19.95. You insert it in your nose. It's very, very comfortable. Made of nice silicone, so
even if you have
it's
a flu,
comfortable. Yes. Yes.
clear up your...
Yes, your breathing passage. So that's a wonderful thing. Also, no more of this. Shanique Miller, you sold out all of this, but the next set coming tomorrow. Repair, the minoxidil. Hair repair for lost hair, bald spots, and it regrows your edges. So this is really good. $24.95. You want to give me a call? 552-0212, 552-0212, the minoxidil. I think that's going to be here by next week. They are all sold out after last night's show.
But you have to get your order in now.
Get your order in now. That's a wonderful thing. Also, the Jimarito Bee Honey. This eye detox helps remove mucus, blurriness, and floaters. Helps you to improve your vision in a short time. This is only $75. I'm using it myself right now. I gave some to my mom yesterday, put some drops in her eyes, and she felt better. Well, she said she only wanted it in one eye, but I use it in both eyes. You do 2 drops per week. That's all. It's not an everyday thing. And in a matter of weeks, you're going to see some clarity. Very, very good product. Also, this ultrasonic device stops dogs in your neighborhood from barking. You want those annoying dogs barking in your neighborhood. It helps also train your dog. It also comes with a flashlight. So dogs come around, making all that noise. You point the device at them. This ultrasonic sound, not humans can hear it, only the dogs. They hear it and they break off running. This is only $89.95. It's ideal for individuals who go walking early in the morning and late in the evening. I see all those wonderful ladies walking in my neighborhood and they got to carry stick and trim dog. And some dogs, some people don't keep their dogs on a leash and we don't have a leash law like that. But that's terrible. This is a wonderful device, only $89.95. It's a great price. What else I want to tell you about? Of course, every home should have a blood pressure monitor, no matter your age or your body size. And you need to know your vitals to ensure that you're in the normal range. You can purchase this one today for $65. I have it right here. It talks. You put it on, the sound comes on, and it talks. Only $65. Has a big screen, and it tells you exactly what's going on. Also, I got to tell you about the bully pill. A lot of people have been calling me for the bully pill last night. They said, "Ian, please, I need that bully pill." And I said, of course you're gonna get it. It's $55 for a bottle of 6. You get the bully pill, you feel good, you're gonna give you that energy. And you guys who are getting up there in age, or even some young guys, I got guys in their 20s and 30s who buy it. Boom. And they said, "Yeah, Ian, I love it. I take one pill, it's all natural. So no matter if you're on diabetic or hypertensive medicine, you can take it, it won't interfere. You take the pill, and half an hour later, you drink some water, you're gonna feel good. You're gonna have a nice, strong erection, and you're gonna be happy, and your partner's gonna be happy, and it's gonna be a wonderful thing." The woman called me, she said, "Mr. Thomas, man, listen here, my husband, he thinks small, at least it should be hard." And I said, "That's true." I said, "Well, how small it is?" She said, "So small, I remember when we used to date, used to carry condoms to get him." I said,
"Say what?"
"Used to carry condoms to get him." I said, "Mr. can't have no condom."
I don't get it.
You have to, if a condom is too big, he's getting it hemmed. Oh my God, Shanique Miller. Shanique Miller used to be so ahead of things. You want that bully pill? Give me a call, 552-0212, 552-0212. And lastly, you need a paternity test done? Call DNA Direct at 324-0665. Get a DNA test for as low as $450. No needles or blood involved. You just pay $450. And there's a mobile service available 7 days a week between 7 and 7. Shanique is like moving in slow motion.
No, like,
hey, listen here, it's crazy.
Yeah, first of all, you talk 1,000,000 miles an hour, and I'm like, what
is he talking about? Talking small, un poquito. Un poquito. Hey, listen here, man. Find out if someone's your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your grandchild. Call DNA Direct, 324-0665, 324-0665. Man, I got to get out here, man. Shanique?
Yes, yeah.
Hey, it's a wonderful
you caused
time.
enough trouble for this week.
Yes. But I'm glad you brought me back. You must have liked me a little bit.
I sort of.
Just a little bit.
Sort of. Again, give Ian a call, 552-0212, direct marketers, getting businesses out there, what they offer. And if you want to reach him, the number's right there on the screen, 552-0212. Ian, I thank you very much. Of course, at the top of tonight's show, Grand Bahama businessmen David Wallace and Navarre Smith. In the middle of the show, we had Apostle Benjamin Smith. And of course, right now, next to me, Ian Thomas from Direct Marketers. Thank you once again, Ian. And a big thank you to all of you this evening for tuning in, wherever you're watching. It's so good to have you watching. Please do tune in again tomorrow evening. For the entire Beyond the Headlines team, I'm Shanique Miller. Make it a great evening, everyone.